Hey, hi there, I'm Alphonse, and we're gonna do a bit of a different one because this week we only have one counting the days until Control Resonant, and I kinda want to do another counting the days until Control Resonant. God, we're so close. We are so close. And yeah, we're gonna do a bit of a different one, to give you some like balancing with all the Alan Wake that we have been doing. I'm gonna do not a reaction, not an analysis exactly. We're gonna watch the three Control Resonant trailers. Mind you, I'm not gonna watch the gameplay reveal trailer we already watched, my wife and I. But I'm not gonna see the development diaries because the development diaries tend to spoil mechanics that I might want to be surprised by. And I tend to not watch trailers. I tend to watch the trailer, the first trailer, and I tend to watch the launch date reveal trailer. But I don't tend to watch any other trailers because most games and game companies tend to fucking spoil absolutely everything on their trailers. Mind you, there seems to have been a change on how companies are doing their trailers now, where they are not giving marketing anything from Act 3, which is something that I'm enjoying the fuck out of. Like, I love the concept of, yeah, we're gonna keep marketing in the dark because those fuckers will do anything for views. And I honestly appreciate the companies that are doing that. For now, we're gonna watch story trailer, Paranatural Manhattan trailer, and Take Control trailer, which is on the PC Gaming Show, and I haven't seen this one. I have seen these two. This is the reveal trailer, the story trailer. No, I lied. This is the state of play trailer. This is the Summer Game Fest trailer that had a song, if I remember correctly, and this is the PC Gaming Show trailer that I haven't watched. And we also have the State of Play 3 months ago announcement trailer, the first trailer on the Game Awards. We're gonna see the announcement trailer first to kind of have a better understanding of how the trailers have evolved and what they have been showing, and then I will, watch the others. Cinema mode. We have Dylan inside a cage. It kinda okay. I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of Alan Wake 2 and Alan Wake 2 DLCs. If you don't want to see Alan Wake 2 spoilers or Alan Wake 2 DLC spoilers, maybe don't watch this video. Maybe don't watch this video because I'm gonna be talking about everything Remedy connected universe, like everything, including Alan Wake 1, 2, and Control, maybe American Nightmare. I don't think there's gonna be a connection to American Nightmare, but if you don't want spoilers, maybe don't watch the video. This is your last warning. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of the cell on Alan Wake 2, the AWE DLC, I think it was called. No, AWE is the Lake House is what it's called. The AWE was on Control. Um, on the Lake House DLC, there is a secret encounter with Dylan that you can completely miss if you don't do it right. But if you trigger the encounter, you find the light switch cord to the Ocean View Motel, and the Ocean View Motel takes you to the oldest house. And in the oldest house, you are in the Panopticon. Well, not really the Panopticon, it's the containment sector. And you find Dylan in a cell, and Dylan is like really, really not in his right state of mind, but he's awake, which is something that he wasn't for years, as far as we know. So, that was kind of a teaser to what we are seeing in Control Resonant. This cell and this whole like dark rock void that the cell is in reminds me of where you find Dylan when you are playing with Saga, not Saga, Kieran Esteves.
Something is coming.
So the something is coming that Dylan mentions. It looks like a kaleidoscope, but it's not exactly the same type of kaleidoscope that Polaris or what was the name of Hedron? Like Hedron was an empty husk. We didn't actually ever see Hedron. And Polaris was a kaleidoscope, but it was more like fractal glasses, like shimmering. This looks like actually something that would like destroy the surrounding. This looks like fucking Polaris but on drugs. Also, that fucking, can we appreciate the crumbs on that croissant? The flakes on the croissant. Like, you know that's a good croissant, like one of those butter croissants that you bite and it's like probably kind of expensive, especially given that it's New York. It's probably a $5, $10 croissant. No, $5 makes sense. It's probably a $5 croissant with a $3 coffee. But God, does it look good.
An
Never noticed that while there is things like rapture like things left behind, locally roasted coffee, Atlantis Cafe, since 1917, I don't think those names or dates mean anything to me. um but I just noticed there is a donut on the right side, more coffee mugs, water bottles abandoned. And there is like a flannel shirt abandoned on the left chair that kind of looks like the flannel shirt that Alan Wake's on American Nightmare, but I don't think it's a reference to that.
intrusive pattern. Of staggering power.
So I think the intrusive the intrusive pattern of staggering power that they mentioned there is not talking about the hiss. It's probably talking about whatever resonance entity is doing this kaleidoscope bullshit. Also, if you look at the left, you have Thomas Street. Thomas Street is a real street in New York, and it's also the street where the FBC is located. But it's a real street. It just doesn't have that building. And if you look on the right side, it's the same street but flipped. It's the same street but mirrored. So we are getting into kaleidoscope bullshitting here.
Reshaping reality as we know it.
Okay, so let's go back a couple of frames. Does the frame thing not work anymore? Yes, it does. Okay. It's funny that I don't see YouTubers like when they do reviews use the comma button and the dot button to move frame up or frame down. They keep jumping and jumping and trying to pause it on a specific frame. You have frame controls. First of all, the mold. The mold? Jesus fucking Christ. Like the amount of mold is scary as shit. Also, I appreciate that it's trying to be like a mountain with the buildings. Like it in Control, it basically made like a cave system, and this one is like behaving like a mountain-ish, not really cave-like. The lights saying resist the urge, do not ingest.
Everything we try to keep inside.
There is people, if you look at the edge of the mold, biting the mold. The hiss, obviously.
Eventually worms its way out.
Worm is a fucking specific word that they are using there because worm is one of the words in the hiss incantation in Control. You are a worm through time. So worming your way out. I know it's a saying. I know it's a saying, but it's interesting that they chose that word. Okay, so we do have the bus stop on the left, which was in Control. If you are playing Control and you look outside, you can see a bus stop, and Jesse comes by bus to the oldest house. And the building looks pretty much the same, other than the fucking corpses. We have Dylan, and who seems to be Jesse sitting next to Dylan. This kinda looks like the same room where Dylan's cell was in Control, but Dylan's cell, as far as I remember, I might be wrong. I might have to check the Control gameplay. I don't remember it having like the steps down in the center of the room. It was like a flat floor. So this might be a different room. Like it has the clocks, or it's just like concrete circles on the right. It could be like wall clocks, or it could be just concrete circles. But I don't remember the tiny divot in the room height being on the original Dylan room. So maybe they move his containment cell. Okay. Slide projector OOP 15. So that's the slide projector report. Ordinary AWE report. We have seen all that. The upper one, I cannot really read what it says. And I don't think we can zoom into it. But this one, I cannot really read what it says. I'm sure that people have like read it. We have. I noticed that I can point on the screen. I should be doing that. This one, case 92, I think. We might have seen this report also. The pattern, the intrusive pattern that looks like the kaleidoscope. It's interesting that Jesse is scribbling that. It feels like really intrusive, like the his level of intrusive. We do have this thing, this metal rod that is we later know that it's called the aberrant, but we still don't know exactly what the aberrant is. Again, well, I don't know what the aberrant is. I know that it's Dylan's weapon, but I haven't seen the gameplay descriptions. I haven't seen the gameplay reveals. I haven't seen the reviews of the people that have played the game. I haven't seen websites that detail things. Like I am merely basing my opinions on the trailers. We also have Jesse and Dylan on 2002, which is one of the postcards that you can get if you get the physical edition, the deluxe physical edition, I think.
You must have had good reasons. But we were not prepared.
So I'm assuming that what Jesse is doing is stabbing Dylan with the aberrant, which inherently connects Dylan to the aberrant. Why is she doing that? We have no fucking idea. We don't know what Jesse has been doing. Mind you, I haven't played all of Firebreak, but as far as we remember from Control and Firebreak, Control establishes that Jesse fights the Hiss, fights the mold. If you're like me, you complete the game without even seeing the fucking mold, because I saw multiple moldy rooms, but I never went to the basement, so I never knew what the mold was until after credits, which would have made the game a lot easier. Because I couldn't upgrade a shit ton of weapons because I didn't have the corrupted samples. But you fight the Hiss, you fight the mold, etc. And you end up in the post credits being like, we still need to do a lot of cleanup. We cannot lift the lockdown. The Hiss still here, the mold's still here. We still need to do cleanup. Even if we kill the plant that is supposed to be the source of the mold, there are still like moldy creatures and the mold growing on the walls, so we haven't gotten rid of it. Same with the Hiss. We cut the source, we cut the projector, but we still haven't gotten rid of the Hiss. It's self-replicating. The people are still chanting it. So you need to get rid of it. That's where Firebreak enters. Firebreak is supposed to take place on those years where you are taking care of the remnants of the hiss and the mold, but it seems that it's gotten worse. Like the lockdown is affecting the morale of the FBC soldiers, obviously. The hiss has gotten stronger and has started making new mutations, even though it's cut from the source. Which means that we are technically not really fucking stopping the hiss. We are just making it worse. The mold also has new creatures. We have a new threat in the pink goo and the post-it notes, sticky Ricky as they call it. So we not only have one like fucking problem with the mold or the hiss, we also have a bunch of like resonant objects and objects of power and entities like let loose in the oldest house, which would explain why they couldn't stop the mold and the hiss because there were other things going on at the same time. We also contain a ragtag group of pretty much what is volunteers because they do say that you are controlling volunteers. That we are not a de facto squadron for for cleanup. We are not the investigation sector. We are not the security sector. We are the FBC, which is made of volunteers, be it research people, maintenance people, containment people. Like anyone can join the FBC. Uh, the firebreak, not the FBC is the Bureau Control, which means that everyone is the FBC. Anyone can join firebreak. Um, so we do hear on that game that um, Jesse allowed Hank to make Firebreak, the Firebreak initiative, and Arish was not super happy about it. So Arish talked to Jesse, and he was like, "Okay, I will let you make the Firebreak squadron, but I need someone that I can trust on that team." Because Hank is so impulsive. Hank is not fit for leadership of that. So Arish pretty much places I forgot the name of the other guy, but you have the guy in the chair, and Hank and the guy in the chair are the characters that will guide your firebreak soldiers through the missions, etc. Um, on conversations, you can start hearing that the morale is low, that they are running out of resources, that they haven't had like fresh socks in God knows how long, etc. And you also hear that Hank doesn't trust Jesse or her control of the situation. And mind you, we don't see Jesse. As far as I know, you don't see Jesse or any of the named characters on Firebreak. You only see them being mentioned. Like Arish is mentioned, Jesse is mentioned. I think they mentioned Pope at some point, but they do mention that Jesse is not dealing with this the best she could. Mind you, as much I like I just think it's misogyny, and also that she's an outsider. She was not an FBC agent. Mostly misogyny, because they treated like Trench, Northmoor, and every other director would have been better. And it's like the whole reason we're dealing with this shit is because of Trench. Northmoor, the cunt, is trapped in the fucking Northmoor container sarcophagus. You had to make an entire fucking nuclear plant to contain Northmoor because he couldn't deal with his own situation. So fuck off. I think Jesse's doing just fine. Like, she's facing an unprecedented fucking event for the FBC, which is to say a lot because the FBC has seen a lot. And this is unprecedented. And I think she was doing just fine until this game decided to break all hell loose. Also, we have the Bless Paranatural Terrorist Organization maybe mixing the fucking mold. So we need to account that we have two unknown paranatural entities, the Hiss and the Mold. unprecedented days, like situations going on with the FBC, and also a terrorist organization that has been working in the shadows for more than 100 fucking years, and that the FBC can do nothing about. I would cut Jessie some slack, especially given that she's a fucking outsider. She's not an FBC agent. She's not a trained FBC agent. She did just fine for a fucking civilian, if you ask me. But what we know is that the Firebreak team, while they are cleaning the situation, they don't believe the situation can be contained, and their morale is ever so low. So that leads to this happening. We also learned from Alan Wake 2 and the Lake House DLC in Alan Wake 2 that they haven't had contact with the oldest house outside the oldest house since 2019, which is when Control happens, which means that they haven't had contact with the oldest house in like 7-ish years by the point the oldest house lockdown breaks. It has been locked down for 7 years. And yet this cell seems to be inside. It's either an astral plane or like a mind palace of sorts for Dylan. It doesn't look like a physical plane to me. And there is the aberrant that Jesse just stepped in with. Shit,
You
fuck.
must have had good reasons. But we were not.
I didn't notice that using the shortcuts for the PNG tuber would jump it to minute 4. Also, the sound design is just wonderful.
For what would follow.
Sound design is just great. Okay, so Rise and Shine, it sounds like reverberation. It sounds alien, but it sounds a lot more focused than the board. The board sounds like a chorus of voices. It's like a board is multiple voices talking on unison. But sometimes it like contradicts each other. Like they will call the service weapon. The service weapon will be called service weapon Excalibur Baron Astra Mjolnir, separated by like dashes and slashes technically. And the board doesn't seem like super cohesive every now and then. But this one seems to be either a chorus voice. I think it's just reverberation. It's not a chorus of voices. It seems to be. Let me hear it again. I think it's just one voice with a shit ton of reverberation. It seems to be a single entity, which is not the board. Which leads me to think either this is a new entity or this is somehow connected to the former. The former being a weird thing that we encounter in the astral plane that was affecting objects of power beyond whatever most entities can do, and it seems to be connected to the board. We assume that it was ejected from the board and it became its own thing. So maybe Jesse made a deal with the former to create the aberrant, to create the weapon that Dylan uses. The sibling has gone rogue fishing. See, there you have like the sibling has gone rogue slash fishing. Also, we have a different hairstyle here. Like if we see short hair Dylan, short hair Dylan, short hair Dylan, short hair Dylan, and long hair Dylan. So this thing happens somewhere else. Here we have the slash in between words, which leads me to think that maybe this is the board talking to Dylan. but it's just one voice, which is kind of weird because the board has always been like a chorus of voices. Also, never trust a disembodied code of voices that promises things. I learned that from Shadow of the Colossus. See, and now Dylan is in the metro. We have parting, one night only, sunset, something something. It's obscured. A poster for Ama beer and a shit ton of corpses that are like smoking red, which I'm assuming from the hiss. Dylan is changing the shape of the apparent. Thomas Street Station, which doesn't exist. I have checked Google Maps. Thomas Street exists, but the Thomas Street Station doesn't exist. Okay, so the hiss. We have like a really tall, lanky one, multiple like heavy tank-like hiss. I'm assuming because they have like an arm that they drag on the floor. And Dylan has a hammer. And then we have the gameplay. Okay, so this is a bunch of people floating upside down. And this room looks like a library, but I don't think it is a library, but it looks like one. You have the metro moving through there, really fucking cool. This looks like the mold area, but you're fighting the hiss. That looked like the ashtray maze. It looks like the ashtray maze, but I don't think it is. But the furniture looks like the ashtray maze. We have that one looks like it probably explodes. A lot of flying and new types of hiss, boss fight, mold hosts, whatever that giant monster with lasers is. It reminds me of the lasers of the invisible bats or moths or however they are called in Control. Okay, so first of all, I fucking love that this one slides on the ground towards you. I do love that you have a punching mechanic, not just like melee weapons, but also like your hands glow and you can punch. We need to see what happens right there. At the end of the tunnel, there's something like really specific before the kaleidoscope thing. Going frame by frame is gonna suck, but there is like spears spinning at the end of the kaleidoscope. And then we have this. This we will see later. This we will see later on one of the other trailers. But we see one of the resonants using this object. Oops, sorry. And then we have this, whatever the fuck this is. Okay, so first thing that I noticed is that it's surrounded by a lot of the floating swirlies that like Jesse was painting. I'm also seeing a shit ton of fridges and like household objects and the obvious giant face in the middle. That apparently can throw things.
Pace yourself.
That's Jesse.
It's gonna get weirder.
It's gonna get a lot weirder. Okay, so that was the announcement trailer. That took fucking half an hour. Jesus Christ. That took half an hour. Okay, so let's go with the next one. Story trailer. State of play. So this past week, June 2026. Also, release date reveal trailer. We wake up with Dylan in his cell. Jesse's not there. Building something something. Building the city that never stops. Not the city that never sleeps, the city that never stops.
Something is coming. I have to go. It felt like an earthquake.
I wonder if we can see who's screaming. There's a moment like someone screams in there. We cannot really see it, never mind. Oh, that looked like Dylan, maybe? Dylan was possessed by the He's in Control. That is 100% Dylan's actor, I think. Dylan was possessed by the... It's funny that I said 100% and then I said I think. Dylan was possessed by the He's in an FBC car.
Falling off a desk. The tiniest tremor
FBC
before
agents
the
dead
main event.
on the ground.
Jesse.
Jesse?
I know what they put you through. You never had a chance.
And Dylan getting out. So we first see, aside the corpses, Dylan is literally getting out of the FBC headquarters. We see floating hosts of the His, just like in Control. But these ones are glowing red, which leads me to think that these ones are combat hosts. This is probably when we are going to have the combat tutorial, just like Jesse has it right after getting out of Trench's room. Out of the director's office. So it could be that, it could be that.
Two days before the lock.
Okay, so a lot happening there for a moment. So different Dylan, he's already wearing the FBC uniform. He has his ponytail. He has the hazard symbol, the poncho thing that they gave him. There is a staircase, and mind you, there is a staircase right behind behind Dylan and in front of the Aberrant. And this staircase looks exactly like the staircase that you get out of with Kieran on the DLC. I might have to check with the DLC to see if you can turn around when you get out of the staircase and see the Aberrant in there. But this like astral looking place looks exactly like what Kieran visited. It looks exactly like what Kieran visited. Okay, so barely any couple of frames. More swirlies, so this might be connected to the place where we fight the giant head. The metro. It looks a lot like the metro in the Dark Place. And there's like dark spheres on the sides, or just graffiti. But it looks like the metro in the Dark Place with Alan. Whatever the fuck this is, it's so weird. There's a TV. There's something floating on the desk, or no, it's a lamp, and a TV and a shit ton of flowers. Our girl Emily fucking Pope is back, and she has something running from her chest to her neck, and I don't know what it is, but it's taped. So I'm assuming it's like an intravenous line or something. Maybe it's like the Hadron Resonant something, HREs. Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. Maybe it's like the HRAs, but like run intravenous, which makes you immune.
Lockdown fell and uncategorized
Can we see? Sorry, can we see whatever is written in her HRE thingy?
The lockdown fell
No.
and uncategorized.
This is like flipped mirror. Fuck, that's 2 mirrors. It's funny that the thing is mirror like 3 times. Like you can read city, the city that never stops, building the city that never stops. God, that's hard to read. But newsstand is perfect. Also, parting. We have seen the parting poster before. I'm assuming that parting is gonna be connected to um a certain resonant that we saw on the trailer.
Resonance appeared in Manhattan.
Army Stone constructions. We haven't seen Army Stone constructions yet. Green flare,
As things
something
stand
floating.
right now, Dylan, you're our
The same TV that we saw before, but with like a Jesse Echo, which I'm assuming it's gonna be our new the Bakelite phone, the hotline.
only shot at survival.
So Dylan is our only shot at survival. But if you see, first of all, I fucking love that his FBC is scratched. Like they don't consider him FBC. And if you see what he has in the back of his head, is an explosive device. This is an explosive device because the FBC doesn't trust him.
Survival.
Okay, so here we have the giant fucking head. But it's more broken and it's glowing green, which I'm assuming it's either whatever this device in the center is, it's keeping it separated or joining it together. And I'm assuming it's probably mold related because of the green glow. It also could be connected to the hiss because of the red, but God knows with this game. Yeah, no, whatever the device was joining the head. Also creating a giant laser. Speak of the Resonant. Okay, we have a way better view with here. We have the, like, sticks, shillelagh, 2 mouths, 4 eyes, surprisingly only 1 nose. But I'm assuming this is... We know that this is called a Resonant. A Resonant is a paranatural user, either corrupted or controlled by whatever object of power that they are using, or connected to said object of power. Maybe they are completely in control. But it reminds me a lot of the parting poster that we have seen. So maybe this character used to be part of that show, that Broadway style show. And I don't know. It feels really... We have our boy Arish over here. Security officer, FBC. I don't know what this patch is, but he seems to be wearing the same lanyard device thingy with the cable connected to his neck. So I'm assuming it's not communications. I'm assuming it's whatever replaces the Hadron Collider. I don't know what it's going on in here. It's like a... Oh, it's just distortion. Okay, it's just distortion. I was like, is that a cufflink-ish? But yeah, Arish is looking older. We have to keep in mind that this is, first of all, he has a rough 7 fucking years. Also, it's 7 years after Control. So, of course, he's looking older. I fucking love that the FBC is all scratched out, like redacted. We get a better view of the explosive device implanted in the back of Dylan's head. And Arish is telling him that he's not human. What was I saying before Arish appeared? Oh yeah, giant laser. This looks like normal streets, so maybe this is happening in the middle of the street. We have the Resonant, Arish. Oh yeah, the Resonant. It looks like super theatrical. Like it fucking tell me that this doesn't, well, when we get to it, tell me that this doesn't look like a high budget Broadway show to you. Like this is 100% a high budget Broadway show.
You are not FBC. You're not.
The shadows are important because the shadow like splits into two at some point, and we have like, okay, so we have a single shadow that splits in two, distorts. So we have a shadow that splits into two, and it's handling a sword. Then something that seems to be either wearing a crown or have like deer antlers, and at the end it just distorts. We have a better view of the aberrant, like that Jesse's tapped into Dylan.
FBC locked me in that cell for years.
It says P6 in the back of his head.
Forgot about me.
Jesse?
This, it was a way out.
People can change.
This character is new. She's also wearing...
Me in that cell for years and forgot about me.
She's also wearing like the lanyard from the FBC, but she doesn't seem to be... She's wearing a trench coat. And she has like the lanyard thingy. But the trench coat doesn't say FBC anywhere. She kind of sounds like when they did the gameplay reveal trailer. In the gameplay reveal trailer, you could hear a female voice in the background, and it sounds kind of like this character. So I'm assuming that this is your handler with the FBC, but she's not wearing FBC clothes. As much as she has the same lanyard-ish device that Pope and Arisha are wearing, she doesn't have anything that says, I am FBC. So I don't know if I can trust her. 100% where we fight the Resonant, theatrical as fuck. We have normal body, conjoined body, but differently.
Past doesn't matter.
This looks like the hallways of the FBC, but the rug looks a bit like the ashtray maze. The mold? Is he using... Sorry, I keep jumping back. Is he using
People can change.
a flare to deter the mold?
Doesn't matter.
Either he's using a flare to deter the mold. He has the shield and the hammer. A sickle? Jesus fuck, I haven't seen the sickle before. That's so fucking cool. Also, we have a jackhammer. Okay, so this fucker looks like the bat. He's like the ones that are bats that like turn invisible and eventually get lasers. That one looks exactly like that. That is Tomasi like. That looks like the flower that Jesse fights, but more evolved. And he's stabbing the
Who are
Resonant
you
into something.
today?
Who are you today is a hell of a fucking sentence. I do love that you can change his hair. Not just his uniform, but also his hair. Untap artifact wallet, digital art book, soundtrack. The digital deluxe edition is good, but if I'm gonna buy the deluxe edition, I might buy it physically. Available for digital only, not AWE mission outfit. Untap artifact something something. Not available immediately. Cover up subject to change. Pre-order bonus. His corruption outfit. Pickpocket tool artifact. So you can, first of all, why detail the nipples that much? Also, his corruption outfit is interesting. Because we have never seen Dylan this corrupted. Also, Dr. Casper Darling, presentation 6.1. Research assistance provided by Andrew Lane. Andrew Lane. Have we seen that name before? I don't know. Andrew Lane. Here's Dr. Andrew and my good old husband, Casper Darling. And his balls. Do not forget his balls.
fun together.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. And yeah, we have the fun, and then immediately the bloodshed, which I'm assuming this is a video from when Dylan turned someone inside out during an interview. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a video from when Dylan turned someone inside out. So, Supernatural Manhattan trailer. This one is the one with the song, if I remember correctly. We have the central executive elevator, full of corpses, of course.
It's been 7 years.
It's been 7 years.
The oldest house has fallen.
The HRA doesn't seem to do much. If they throw you to the wall and destroy you immediately, this is central executive too.
Our director, Jesse.
More people. Oh,
She's missing. Everything we
the
tried
entrance.
to contain.
I fucking love that the water cooler is still there. Just, as a speedrunner, seeing this gives me hope.
Is now loose in the streets of
A big spender, really New Yorker. The future you want, and a skull, interesting. Dell, his hosts, taxis, etc.
This was caused by a new type of hospital.
Okay, so we have the Resonant, or however we call the dancer, the ballet dancer.
Resonance. It is beyond any.
I have never stopped to, because I watched only once this trailer. That looks sick. That looks like, okay, so the hiss, one thing that we have noticed with Firebreak is that the hiss tends to get hotter a lot. And the hotter the hiss runs, the more dangerous it is. They just wanted the elemental nature of the game. But the hotter the hiss runs, the more dangerous it is. That looks fucking sick. It looks like a volcano about to explode.
Anything that we can currently measure.
Okay, giant head. House of Mirrors, now playing.
Our reality is bent to follow an anomalous pattern, warping
The TV and a bunch of warping pigeons.
time, gravity, light.
We have the theater again, which is where I'm assuming we're gonna fight the dancer.
Even the way we think.
Whatever this is, a flower? The mold?
It's all quite terrifying.
The sequel is like a chain blade, fucking Ivy from Soul Calibur chain blade, and I love that. Hammer. Okay, first of all, okay, that's one of the bad thingies. Also, can we appreciate that the bad thingy appears for 10 frames? That looks more like an axe than a hammer. The bad thingy appears from 10 frames. This, I know this is the mold, but it reminds me of the entrance of the Cave of Wonders. It has giant tiger head feel to it. The hiss getting disintegrated. Is this? No, that's a rooftop. I was gonna ask if that was central executive, but no, that's just a random rooftop. Mirrors. Okay, so we have a looping hall of mirrors, maybe connected to the House of Mirrors. Exit is not completely, it's flipped upside down. We have the oldest house and building the city that never stops in here in the bus stop. Does it say lies? It says 100%. It 100% says lies. Interesting. The song is a fucking bop. The haze floating. This looks like a windmill. I'm assuming that in ordinary. I'm assuming that these rooms with the projection looking thing is gonna be memories of Dylan and Jesse together from their childhood, and that's why we have the TV, the windmill. I'm assuming it's gonna be their childhood in Ordinary. We have normal New York. I know this is the mold, but it looks almost winter-like. Like the spores are eating so much of the sun that it just looks like wintry. Takeout and hotel. Poor FBC agent trying not to fall. Oh my god, the mirror. How the fuck? I am stupid. The mirror was one of the... Okay, so in control, there is a paranatural object called the mirror. The mirror takes you to a doppelganger fight called SH, which is Jesse spelled backwards. And the mirror is connected to a mirror dimension where everything is spoken like backwards. And whenever they sent agents into the mirror and they came back speaking backwards. So maybe the House of Mirrors is connected to the mirror from Control? This looks a lot like the astral plane, different hallways. I need you to not do the one frame thing. Okay. So just a normal hallway for like 10 frames. Then we switch to what looks like a metro hallway. That resonance looks like the hiss. This is more than 10 frames. Okay, and we're getting deeper and we're seeing the resonance. Parking, a food truck. A mold hiss thingy. More hiss. The giant bat. This seems to be an FBC agent. This doesn't look like Dylan. Wearing a helmet, wearing a firearm. I'm assuming this is an FBC agent. The mold. The moldy area again. The metro. Whatever the fuck that is. It looks like a floating head, so maybe the floating head is somehow connected to the mold. Okay, and here we have the weird golden flowers, the light looks different area. I'm assuming this is gonna be somehow connected to Ordinary, of which we haven't seen much. We have seen like a scale model of Ordinary, but we haven't seen Ordinary itself. So, who knows? Okay, we had a couple of things to look in there. We have more scribbles. It seems like math, like algebra. This is pi and x equals 6. Like, it seems like algebra. This is clearly the astral plane. Like, this is the black rock from the astral plane. And rugs, books, etc. More astral plane and more scribbles. This looks like a really overpowered bat from Control. Like the bat used to use one laser, not multiple. It also seems to be coming out of its nipples, which is kind of fucked up. And this is Dylan's cell. Or a containment cell, but it looks like Dylan's cell. The metro again, hotel.
All we can do.
Okay, so this sphere, it kinda looks like maybe the board came out of it because of the triangle and the whole pyramid theming of the board. So it might have been part of a greater hold, but then it separated, just like the former maybe separated out of the...
Dig deep.
We have bed frames and like... It looks like maybe furniture that you could find in a hotel. But the background looks like theater-ish.
Keep.
This is Central Executive. I think. The desks remind me of the desk in Central Executive where Emily's office and Darling's office is in
Searching
Executive.
for the solutions in every way we can. Before it's
More
too
his.
late.
The same hallway where Dylan was running the spear thingies.
This is Emily Pope, acting co-director of the
Acting co-director. I fucking love. Oh, I fucking love that Emily is the acting co-director. So either co-director means that whenever Jesse disappeared, Arish and Emily like shared the directorial role, or Jesse gave Emily the co-director title.
Federal Bureau of Control.
God, this game is so good. This game is gonna be so good. I cannot fucking wait. Okay, so here comes the trailer that I haven't seen, the PC Gaming Show trailer. Because on the PC Gaming Show, they didn't only have the trailer, they also had like a whole thing with the trailer that I didn't want to watch because I don't want to spoil myself in mechanics or things. I'm willing to watch the trailers, and mind you, doing what I'm doing right now of analyzing the trailers, it's more than I usually do because I usually just watch announcement trailer, reveal date trailer, and I watch nothing else because they have spoiled me way too much. So I'm not ready to watch like making of stuff until I finish the game. Okay, this seems to be gameplay only. Sorry, we will watch and then we will like analyze. There's a lot going on. I love the fucking switching of outfits. The 100% the boss fights. This is gonna be so chaotic. Okay, so the hairy moldy thing is not the giant head. Okay. So we can analyze it. But there's not a lot to get from here. Strong taste. I'm assuming Ama beer. This looks like the ashtray maze, but somehow connected to the oldest house. Normal New York, but not a lot of sunlight coming in because it's like folded. A New York something awaits, and a bunch of graffiti, the car exploding. Call something 555. Renewed Soil. So I'm assuming it's the company that is rebuilding New York, or building New York as they called it. Okay, we have the bats, we have floating hiss. The Tomasi like seem to be a lot faster. So we have giant head mold and heavy mold. We have the giant head that I thought it was an enemy that explodes, but apparently it's just a giant one. The different suits. We have Mr. Volcano over here. That fight looks sick. Okay, a bunch of his. So we have normal laser ones, and then we have like the one with wings that I'm assuming it's like a more advanced version of this. So we have this gravity flipping define thingy that is connected to the hallway where Dylan was running towards the anomaly in the center, and we have the spear looking things on the sides. And then Dylan falling into it. I'm assuming, okay, so the way they describe the mechanics of the game is that Dylan will get the different versions of the Aberrant based on fighting the Resonance or something else. I'm assuming that that's gonna give us the spear shape for the Aberrant. But we will have to wait to see. We will have to wait to see. For now, this has been Counting the Days until Control Resonant. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I will see you on the next one soon. And hey, thanks for watching. If you want to be on the credits like all the beautiful people that you see in there, beautiful people that are there because I would not be able to do the videos that I do without them, because I literally have the computer fixed thanks to them. You just need to support the channel however you can, and you can do it by getting merch. That one is the Ace Combat merch, but we do have like a bunch of other games that I like in the merch that I have made. And yeah, you can support the channel in plenty of ways down in the description. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this extra look into Counting the Days until Control Resonant, because we only had one for this week. It's gonna be on Sunday. So not Sunday, Saturday. It's gonna be Saturday 13th. So look forward to that. I will see you on the next one. Bye 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 bye.